What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Oscar's Cozy Corner. The DLC is officially out, Storybook Vale is here for Disney Dreamlight Valley, and it is incredible. I've already had so much fun playing this expansion pass, and I just cannot believe the amount of content that we've gotten from Gameloft. They have really blown me out of the water with this DLC. If you haven't played yet, or you are waiting to get into the game, then I implore you to go ahead and head on over to the Vale. Gameloft have really outdone themselves with this DLC, and the amount of content that we seem to be getting for the price, I think, is just remarkable. I do have a lot of content coming, so keep an eye out for that, but for today and this video, we're going to jump into one of the most essential tools in the new Storybook Vale DLC, and that is the Royal Net. Now, this magical item is a game changer in terms of the Storybook Vale content, but it's not just handed to you. You will need to solve a puzzle and complete a few steps to unlock it. So let me show you exactly what you need to do to get the Royal Net and start catching snippets. First things first, you will need to head over to Storybook Vale via the Stardust port. Once you've done all that and you've sort of seen the opening credits, you will be able to unlock the Royal Net shortly after you save Merida, so it doesn't take that long to get the net this time around. Personally, I think that's a really nice addition. It means you can get the net straight away and you can start catching snippets, because it is going to be a bit of a grind to get them for some of the stuff that the game requires. But as I said, you can get this net pretty much immediately, and you need it to progress the story. So once you've saved Merida from the ink and you have arrived in the library, the bind with her, head on over to the Lawkeeper. That is the book at the front of the room. Now, you will have some dialogue with the Lawkeeper, and it will try to reveal where the Royal Net is hidden, but she runs out of power, scattering magical snippets across the room, and unfortunately, these snippets can only be caught with the Royal Net, which we still need to find. Now, Merida actually does give us a hint for this. She does say that the Royal Net is under something in this room, and here's how to uncover it. Number one is find Merida's potion, so look for Merida's bag next to the staircase on the left-hand side of the room. Inside that, you'll find a potion, and you will use this potion to empower your pickaxe, which will now be strong enough to smash through the petrified wood scattered around the room. Now that you've cleared away that petrified wood, which is a new resource for Storybook Vale, you will see a circular puzzle with 4 rings on the floor. Now, 2 of the inner rings are already aligned, and if you did watch the showcase and you did watch the trailer, you might recognize this picture of Aurora on the floor, so you just have to kind of match these up. But if you do just want to skim through this bit, the quickest way to solve this puzzle is to interact with the left pillar twice and to interact with the right pillar 3 times. You'll see that the floor kind of rotates 1 turn each time, so all you need to do is to match each of the rings up to make that picture of Aurora that we did see from the showcase. Once the picture is complete, the Royal Net will appear in a round case in the center of the room. I think this is so fun. I love the way it kind of like comes up from the ground. So as soon as you grab that, the net is then yours, and you've got the little animation to say you've done it. Moving on to how to actually use the Royal Net. So with the Royal Net in hand, it is time to catch some pesky snippets that are flying around and to try and restore some power to the Lawkeeper. Now, the snippets do have some unpredictable flying patterns, but there are 2 ways to catch them. The first can be used for snippets flying high up. So basically what I do on my controller, which is a PlayStation 5 controller, I press square. If you're on a Switch, that is probably Y. If you are on an Xbox controller, that's X. And if you are on PC or Mac, that is spacebar or right-click on your mouse. That will do 1 vertical catch of the Royal Net, so you'll kind of like go over your head and catch the net downwards. But for snippets flying closer to you, or to catch multiple snippets that are kind of surrounding you, you can charge the Royal Net and you will spin instead. So the first one is a vertical swipe, the second one is kind of a horizontal swipe. To charge the Royal Net, you will use the same button, you'll just hold it down and then release it. So for me, it's holding down square, releasing, Switch, Y, hold, release, Xbox, X, hold, release, and then PC or Mac, spacebar or right-click, hold, and release. There are some other uses for the Royal Net. Now, it isn't just for catching snippets, it also helps you progress further into Storybook Vale by interacting with some very special wheels to open doors. Now, I don't really know what these are called. I'll call them wheels. I guess they could be called like turners or something like that, but there are 2 different types of these, and you will come across these further on in Storybook Vale. I came across some in one of the trials that I did. So just try to remember that for vertical wheels that are sort of like upright and facing you, you will use a vertical swipe, so that's just 1 tap on your controller or keyboard, and then for horizontal ones, they're kind of like perpendicular at least. Charge up and swipe your Royal Net for kind of like a spin attack to activate those ones. You actually do find a couple of these doors in the same room where you unlock the net, so don't leave without exploring further. You can do with all of the ink keys that you can get your hands on, and you want to start catching the snippets as soon as possible. Once you've collected all of those snippets for this specific quest, do return them to the Lawkeeper to restore some of its power, and you will be able to carry on and explore a little bit more of Storybook Vale. But that is your guide to unlocking and mastering the Royal Net. It's an essential tool for navigating the Vale, so do make sure you get it as soon as possible. You can't really progress the story without it. I love this royal tool. I think it's a lot of fun. It is so much fun to go around catching snippets, and it is quite addictive, I'm not gonna lie. It will be interesting to see all of the different tool skins that we do eventually get for this when they sort of like backdate the ones that we have, so I cannot wait for that. And I just have a feeling that Hades might be the one coming to the villains tool set that we got in the premium shop recently. I have so much Storybook Vale content coming. I have guides on snippets, I have guides on companions, I have guides on everything that you can think of. So if you did find this particular guide helpful, please do drop me a like and let me know in the comments what you're most excited to explore in Storybook Vale. And if you want more guides, more tutorials, and more decorating tips, then feel free to subscribe to the channel. All of your support means the world to me, and I do appreciate you watching and interacting. It brings me so much joy. Until next time, I will catch you in the next one, and I will, of course, see you in the Vale. Stay cozy.